I am strong, I am brave, I am kind, I am worthy. Beret dreams.
Hi friends, I'm Crystal, your host here on Beret Tales. Today, we have a truly special guest joining us in the Beret studio. Some called her VJ when she wrote music in secret. Most knew her as Florence. And today, she's joining us as our friend and special guest, the brilliant Florence Price. Let's give her a big, bright beret welcome. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hi, Florence!
Hey guys! Oh my goodness, that was so much cooler than I thought it would be. I'm finally on Beret Tales. Thank you so much for having me.
Florence, we're thrilled to have you here with us today, and we can't wait to hear your story. And I have to say, it's an absolute honor to welcome not only a young musical mind full of imagination, but also her wonderful parents who helped nurture that gift from the very beginning. Joining Florence in the studio today are her mother, Mrs. Florence Smith, a teacher and musician, and her father, Dr. James H. Smith, a respected dentist from Little Rock, Arkansas. Hi, Mom and Dad! All right, let's dig in. So, Florence, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
Hi everyone, my name is Florence Price, but sometimes I use the name VJ when I wrote certain kinds of music. That's right, I thought it sounded kind of cool and fun. I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas, and ever since I was a little girl, I loved music. I loved playing the piano and making up songs or melodies.
Woohoo! You go, girl.
Reading books and learning new things every day. My mommy was a music teacher and my daddy was a dentist. And they always encouraged me to work hard and believe in myself.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! You can do it too!
I have to say, Florence, one of my favorite things about Beret is moments exactly like this. We get to meet the younger versions of incredible people like you, whose stories the world should have never forgotten in the first place. And honestly, I think there's something pretty magical about that.
When I was older, that sounds kind of weird, right? Because I am me today, like I'm literally 10 years old, but I can also tell you about when I grow up, and I know that's how Beret works, but here we are. But when I grew up, I became a composer, which means I wrote a lot of music, and I did that for orchestras to play.
And, listening to you talk just now, you sound so humble about everything you accomplished. Almost like you don't fully realize just how extraordinary you were.
Oh, Lloyd! Oh, Lloyd! Oh, Lloyd! Oh, Lloyd! Oh, Lloyd!
A child prodigy is here. A child prodigy is here.
And I was thinking about the name that you mentioned earlier, that I called you out on when we first introduced you, VJ. Yeah, you said it sounds fun, and honestly, I like it. But I have to say, Florence is a beautiful name too. So, help us understand something. Why did you feel the need to use another name for some of your music? Was it really all just for fun? Or did a part of you feel like the world back then didn't always make space for Florence Price to shine the way she deserved to?
Well, Crystal, part of it was fun. I did like the name VJ, but there was another reason too. When I was growing up, there weren't very many doors open for women composers, and for Black women, there were even fewer. Sometimes people would decide what they thought about my music before they even heard a single note. It would drive me crazy.
So, it wasn't really about hiding who you were. It was about making sure your music had a chance to be heard.
And I really hoped that someday, little girls who look like me wouldn't have to wonder if there was a place for them. They would know there was.
Woo! That just gave me goosebumps. To me, this is one of the reasons why Beret is so special, you guys. There's so many remarkable people whose gifts changed the world, but whose stories didn't always get the spotlight they deserved. At Beret, we believe there's always a seat at the table for those voices. A seat for the dreamers, a seat for the builders, a seat for the people history almost forgot. And Miss Florence Price, we're honored that your seat is right here with us today. All right, everyone, let's switch gears for just a minute because I have some exciting news from behind the scenes here at Beret. As our adventures continue to grow, so does our team. And today, we're welcoming a brand new member to the Beret family, joining us all the way from Brooklyn, New York. She's creative, talented, and ready to help bring even more stories to life. Friends, please give a big Beret welcome to our newest sound engineer, Patsy.
Thanks, Crystal. Hey, everybody. I'm Patsy. And yes, I'm really joining you all the way from Brooklyn, New York. I've always believed that every great story deserves to be heard, and every great voice deserves a chance to shine. That's why I'm so excited to join the Beret family. I'll be helping behind the scenes to make sure these amazing stories sound their very best. Whether it's music, laughter, or a little bit of Beret magic, I'm ready for it. It's wonderful to be here. I can't wait to go on the journey together.
Okay, so quick question, Patsy. When Florence and her parents arrived today, I heard she brought something special to the show. Is that true? Did you get anything earlier?
Did I get anything special? Krista, are you kidding me? I got Florence Price herself? What? But if you're asking whether I might have found a little musical treasure while I was working behind the scenes, let's just say my headphones have been very happy today. I've got something queued up that's so beautiful, I may have listened to it 3 times already. Okay, maybe 5.
Thanks, Patsy. All right, let's hear this worldwide Beret exclusive from our very own guest, Miss Florence Price.
I'm so excited.
Wow, Florence, that was so beautiful. Listeners, that was called Adoration by Miss Florence Price. And to you, many people who hear adoration say it feels peaceful, reflective, and full of hope. Is that what you hear too, Florence?
I think so. It feels like music that wants you to slow down and listen. I love how gentle it feels. Sometimes music doesn't need lots of notes to say something important. That's what I feel anyway.
Alrighty, friends, we're going to switch gears for a minute because it's now time for a pop quiz. See you for more fun after the break.
Oh my goodness, you guys. I love pop quizzes. Okay, let's see who's been listening. Who remembers where I told you I was from? Is it A, New York City, B, Little Rock, Arkansas, C, Chicago, or D, New Orleans? If you guessed B, Little Rock, Arkansas, you are so correct. Great job, friends. Okay, last question. This one's worth extra bragging rights. When I was growing up, I had a friend who loved telling stories almost as much as I loved writing music. Who was my famous friend? Was it A, Albert Einstein, B, George Bridgetower, C, Langston Hughes, or D, Harriet Tubman? This was a challenge, but if you guessed C, Langston Hughes, you are so correct. Let me introduce you. He's here right now.
Everyone, please welcome Langston Hughes to the studio. What a special surprise.
Well, thank you, Florence, and hello, everybody.
All right, Langston, let's introduce ourselves and maybe tell us a little bit about why you love telling stories and how you tell stories.
It's Crystal. I'm Langston Hughes, and I'm really happy to be here. Now, Florence tells stories with music, and I like telling stories with words. Sometimes I write poems that make people smile. Sometimes they make people think. And sometimes, if I'm really lucky, they do both.
That's wonderful. What do you think, Florence?
Well, I've always loved poems. Sometimes I'd read one and think, I wonder what this would sound like if I could sing it. That's why I enjoyed really working with wonderful poets like Langston Hughes. His words already had music inside of them. And me, I just helped find them their melody. I think when beautiful words and beautiful music come together, they can help people feel seen, give them hope, and remind them they're never alone.
Well, everyone, I think it's time for another Beret adventure. One of the things that I love most about our show is that we don't just get to meet incredible people. We get to experience the places that helped shape their stories. So, Florence, while Little Rock will always be your hometown, I heard that Chicago became the place where your dreams took flight. Is that right?
You are so correct.
So, if everyone's ready, let's take a trip to the Windy City.
Hey, Crystal, do you think you can share with our friends some of the cool things I told you about Chicago?
Yeah, of course. First up, did you know Chicago has one of the only rivers in the world that people actually made flow backwards? They changed the direction of the river in 1900 to help the city's drinking water clean. Next up, did you know the world's very first Ferris wheel was invented right here in Chicago? It was! The original was built for the 1893 World's Fair. Even though that very first Ferris wheel isn't here anymore, you can still ride a giant Ferris wheel at the Navy Pier today. It's called the Centennial Wheel, and it gives you amazing views of the city. And last, did you know that Chicago is home to one of the most famous dinosaurs in the world? Her name is Sue, and she's one of the largest and best preserved Tyrannosaurus rex fossils ever discovered. You can find her at Chicago's Field Museum. All right, friends, welcome back. I don't know about you, but now I want to visit Chicago. We learned so many fun things about the Windy City. I can definitely see why it became such a special city for Florence. Now, let's jump back into our conversation because I still have a few more questions for our wonderful guest.
We love snack time.
Alrighty, Florence, we've made it to one of my favorite parts of the show. This is where we ask each of our guests if there's a special story they'd like to share with our listeners. Now, we're not just talking about any old story. We're talking about one of those unforgettable moments. The kind where you think, wow, this story is so incredible, it belongs right here at Beret.
Yes, I definitely do. And you know what's funny? It's actually perfect that Langston is here with us today because he was part of that story too.
I suppose we better tell them what happened.
Hey, I'm Flo. That's me playing the violin. I'm just a kid from Chicago, hanging out with my best friend Hughes at one of our most favorite places in the world. Let me show you why. The shopkeeper who owns this place lets us hang out here. I get to practice any instrument I want, and Hughes has space to write. But let me tell you about a crazy thing that happened once. The keeper showed us this old piano. Just look what happens when I play it.
Welcome into Musical Treasures. My name is Florence. Can I help you?
Wow, I really like your song. My name? It's Flo. She went on to tell me what life was like during the Harlem Renaissance. She said it was a time filled with incredible music, poetry, and art. But it wasn't always easy. There were still unfair rules that made life much harder for Black families, and especially for Black women like her. Even so, she and so many others refused to stop creating. They believed their gifts could help change the world.
You picked the perfect day to visit. My friend Langston Hughes is reading one of his newest poems tonight at Alelia Walker's Dark Tower. Would love for you to join us.
She also told me that the Harlem Renaissance wasn't just about famous people. It was about people finding the courage to let their voices be heard.
Lovely, dark, and lonely one, bare your bosom to the sun. Do not be afraid of light. You who are a child of night, open your wide arms to life. Whirl in the wind of pain and strife. Face the wall with the dark closed gate. Beat with bare brown fists and wait.
And just like that, we were back. Can you believe it?
All right, everyone, welcome back. Did you guys catch all of that? I'm so blown away. Just wow, wow, wow. You know, friends, not everyone changes history by standing on a stage. Sometimes they change history by creating a place where everyone can shine. Florence, you mentioned Alelia Walker. You guys, that's the late Madam C.J. Walker's daughter. And she did exactly that. Wow. I had no idea. Thank you both for sharing some of your magic with us here today.
On aboard, best friend station.
Okay, friends, it's been an amazing day here at Beret Studios. Do you agree? We've learned a lot from our new friends here, Florence Price and her special guest, Langston Hughes.
We had an amazing time. I can't believe we're almost done with the show. But before we go on to the next surprise, I wanted to tell you guys to ask your parents to go to www.beretpublishing.com to get my book, Florence Price. It has my music, a story about my life, and every Beret book includes Braille. How cool is that?
Friends, earlier we got to say a quick hello to Florence's wonderful parents, Dr. James Smith and Mrs. Florence Smith. It's especially meaningful to have them with us today because long before Florence became the groundbreaking composer we know and love, she was simply a little girl whose parents believed in her gifts. Her mother was a talented pianist and music teacher who introduced Florence to music at a very young age, and her father believed deeply in education and encouraged her to dream big. We'd love to hear from you guys. What was young Florence like? And when did you realize she had such an extraordinary gift?
Honestly, she was always drawn to the piano. Before she was tall enough to reach the keys comfortably, she wanted to hear every note.
We could only do so much. She was the one who got up every day and did the work. We're just so proud of her.
Florence, thank you so much for joining our Beret family here at Beret Studios. Your courage, determination, and incredible music continue to inspire people around the world. It's no wonder you're remembered as the first Black woman to have a symphony performed by a major American orchestra. Cheers to you, Florence, and thank you for sharing your story with all of us. All right, friends, stick around because before we go, we've got one last little note to send you off with. It's time for our Beret Time Capsule to carry with you wherever you go.
If there's one thing I'd love for you to remember, it's this. Don't be afraid to dream big. Sometimes the world may not understand your gifts right away, and that's okay. Keep practicing, keep learning, keep creating. The music inside your heart is special because it belongs to you. And who knows? One day, your dream might inspire someone else's.
And there you have it, friends. At Beret, we believe there is always a seat at the table for greatness. Sometimes history remembers those seats. Sometimes it forgets them. Our job is to pull out the chair and say, "Welcome back. We've been waiting for you."
Wait. I just got here.
Don't worry, Patsy. I have a feeling you'll be back.
Good, because I've got approximately 1 million buttons to push.
Please don't push 1 million buttons.
Too late.
Uh-oh.
And that means it's time for everyone's favorite part, the outtakes. Turn it up, Beret friends.
We'll see you next time on Beret Tales.
Okay, I'm a little nervous, but I'm ready. You ready?
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more magic. Join our Beret family and subscribe for more magic.